We back in business? Are we back in business here, Joe? Ready to go. Here we are. Prediction Markets Edge. So exciting here. Had a little cold opening, Joe. That's how you get down to business. That's how you open the show and get after it, Joe. We're not cold. We're hot.
I'm excited here, Donnie, because we got a lot going on here that we can dive into the markets about. Because let's face it, in addition to the NBA and college basketball, World Baseball Classic, a lot of NHL talk going on in the final 20 games of the regular season here. A lot at stake here for teams.
Prediction Markets Edge right here on the early line. Donnie right side and Joe Ranieri having some fun here. We'll take you through with a different way to look at investments here as opposed to just betting on a sports book. So away we go. It's no surprise. We're going to be college basketball centric here, getting it started. Why? Conference tournaments taking place across the country, setting us up for Selection Sunday, which comes this Sunday. And away we go into March Madness at Dayton for the first four. Baylor, Arizona State, 12:30 p.m. Eastern today. And if we take a look at this one, Joe, Baylor favored at a 60% chance to win this game on Kalshi, Arizona State at 40%. If you're looking for the spread here, 4.5 is a favorite towards Baylor. That is listed at 48% as a chance, and 152.5 points trading at a 56% chance right now. Getting it started, Joe, the Big 12, Baylor and Arizona State.
Yeah, and we've seen the fade on, right? We know this is Bobby Hurley's last game as coach of Arizona State. He will not be retained here. They have had some nice wins. They're not a terrible team. They just are a very inconsistent team. And you've got a Baylor Bears group that has played the single toughest schedule across the board in the country, Donnie, that has gotten better and playing their best basketball over the last month of the season. I can trust Baylor in this spot. I do trust Baylor in this spot. And I would look not only for to win this game, but I might be looking at a team total over for them as well.
Excited, man. Love to see these conference tournaments, even if it's a lower level games played in the afternoon. It's almost, Joe, like that appetizer before we get the next week and everything goes for real once the first four is done. And then we get the Thursday and Friday, some of the two best days across your sports calendar, no doubt about it. Let's keep it, Joe, in the Big 12. Kansas State going to take on BYU. Kansas State, not good on offense, not good overall, fired their head coach, looking for a new one, and there they sit here in the Big 12 tournament, taking on BYU. The chance for BYU to win this game, trading at 80, well, actually, it's trading at 83 cents right now, and Kansas State trading at 19 cents. Just shows you the discrepancy. If we put in the actual spread to these games on the Kalshi Marketplace, Joe, 9.5 as a favorite towards BYU, currently trading at 54 cents. So if you're saying to yourself, I do think the BYU Cougars will win this game, $100 investment, Joe, pays back $186. Kansas State, BYU, Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, listen, look at the total. That'll tell you everything you need to know about what the markets think are going to happen in this game. It is by far the biggest total on the board. I saw it at 168.5 last night, Donnie. It's now to 166.5. And I'm not sweating out an under in these two teams that clearly think that defense is optional here. You know, BYU is just going to want to score. DeBanster's been an absolute monster. He's going to get whatever he wants. Very little resistance here. I would be looking at a BYU total, Donnie, team total up and over, as well as the full game over, because BYU is not going to step in front of any of the Kansas State players. They should be able to score enough to get this thing in the 170s.
Also, survive in advance now as well. If this is going to be the last game you're going to play, you're probably going to extend it if it's close. Walk off the court. We're down 6 with 30 seconds to go. No, you are fouling, which could get some of these games extended here. Let's flip it over, Joe, to the Big Ten. Maryland taking on Oregon. And you just explained to the people here on the early line why you like Oregon so much. But if we take a look at Maryland, horrible on offense, Joe. Horrible on defense as well. Oregon trading right now at a 63-cent price here to win this game outright. Maryland at 39%. If we take a look at the spread here, 3.5 points as a favorite for Oregon. That's currently trading at 52 cents, Joe. So a $100 investment would pay back $193 if you think Oregon is going to win by 4+ points tonight, Joe. Maryland and Oregon tipping off in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and again, this is the recipe for Dana Altman teams has always been play your best basketball when it matters the most. That's the last couple of weeks, last month of the regular season and heading into the postseason. He did this last year in what used to be, or the last time the Pac-12 was together. He does it all the time. Disappointing season, regular season, a lot of injuries, Donnie, but look at his last 5 games. At USC, win. Wisconsin, win. Lost by a point at Northwestern. No shame in losing to Illinois, and then beats Washington. So this is a team that, again, even with the injuries, is playing their best heading into take on a Maryland team that lost to Illinois, lost to Wisconsin, lost to Rutgers, lost to Nebraska, then lost to Northwest. This is just not a very good Maryland team. I'll take Oregon all day long here.
Again, with Maryland, understand this. In Big Ten play, worst efficiency rating, second to worst effective field goal percentage, worst at turnovers, and also, Joe, in a close game. We're not talking about, 14.5 points. It's not going to come down to free throws, Joe. Dead last in conference play at free throw percentage as a team. That's your worst. Hey, make a 1-1. They can't make one. You come away with a victory on the other side for Oregon. We'll see how that plays out, Joe. Let's flip it over to the association tonight. Game of the night. The Boston Celtics at the San Antonio Spurs. We take a look at the chances here. San Antonio, a 56% chance listed on the Kalshi Marketplace to win this game. Boston listed at 44%. Look at the line. 1.5-point favorite by San Antonio, currently trading at 56 cents. So a $100 investment. If you think San Antonio wins this game by 2 or more, that would pay off at $179. But Joe, we love the predictive market, similar to some of the sports books that they can do. Hit that slider up. You think they might run away with this game a little bit? And how about, Joe, winning by 6 points or more? A $100 investment, that would pay back $345. Different ways to invest your money. But how are we thinking this game goes tonight between the Celtics and the Spurs?
Well, I mean, I think the hype around the Celtics with Tatum back in the mix is big. And I also think it's actually keeping this line artificially low. Now, not saying Boston should be the favorite on the road against San Antonio. Absolutely not. But let's be reasonable here. I mean, 6 of the past 7 wins by the Celtics, they've held teams to 100 points or less. But we're not talking about exactly tremendous competition here. The Spurs out in the West are a different animal here, and the way they are playing at home, my goodness, Houston is a tremendous defensive basketball team, and they just got 145 dropped on them on this court a couple of nights ago. I'm with you, Donnie. I'm looking at alternate markets. I'm taking advantage of an artificially low market here. I'm taking the Spurs team total over. I'm taking them to win in the alternate market, too. I would ladder it, Donnie, quite honestly, up to 8 or 9 points, because that's how bad I think they're going to beat the Celtics tonight.
Talked about Jokic scoring, let's just say, over 30 points yesterday, a plus money price. If you move Tatum up to 20-plus points today, a $100 investment pays back $205 in the player prop marketplace. Minnesota, that's the Timberwolves on the road to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is questionable for this night tonight due to some hip and foot issues, but Minnesota currently trading as the favorite at a 54% chance. The Los Angeles Lakers at a 46% chance. Mind you, the Lakers are at home. Minnesota, if you want to have the cover the spread, that's minus 1.5, and that's trading currently at a 54% chance. $100 pays back $186 on that investment.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the Lakers have already beat them a handful of times early on in the season here. Whether LeBron goes or not, having Hachimura, having Reeves, having Doncic, they're going to have to show up here. They're going to need Kennard. They're going to need some of the bench guys to show up and show out. These two teams know each other well. I just can't imagine this thing landing under. It feels like Edwards and Doncic going to be good for 35 or more points in this game. Give me the over, Donnie.
Double marketplace tonight. Luka Doncic, that's trading currently at 50 cents here, which means a $100 investment exactly pays back $200. If you want to get to the point structure tonight, you can certainly do that as well. Luka Doncic to go for 30-plus points, currently trading at 60 cents, which means $100 will pay back $167. Yes, you're paying a little bit of technical juice on that for him to get over 30, but as Joe said, he needs a big night, and we just might get it here. Let's talk some hockey with Pete Jensen coming up next right here on Prediction Markets Edge, right here on the Early Line. Prediction Markets Edge on the early line. It's Joe and Donnie. It's the way we get down to business. Some hockey talk on the horizon. Absolutely, Joe, because we're seeing a surge right now coming out of the Olympics here. People want to see Jack Hughes. People want to watch NHL hockey. And also, we're still going to crown a champion here. If we take a look at the Kalshi marketplace right now, the favorites to win the Stanley Cup at a 23% chance, the Colorado Avalanche, followed by the Tampa Bay Lightning, Carolina Hurricanes, and look at that, Joe, 8% Buffalo Sabres. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they are going to be certainly the public darling, right? They are the trendy dog. Everyone loves rooting for the dog this time of year. There's just not enough experience on that team for me, but that doesn't mean, Donnie, in this market, you can't get them at this price right now. And all they got to do is, hey, win a series, right? Win one series in that postseason, Donnie, and the public will run to the window to back them. And that is how you can increase your profits here in the predictive market. So I don't hate it because there's nothing not to like about them, except at some point against the better competition, they might get caught here in the postseason.
8% chance here, which is trading at 8 cents, which is a $100 investment, would pay back $1,250 if the Buffalo Sabres do complete and win it all at this point right now. Be interesting to watch it play out. But you know what? Let's welcome in Pete Jensen here. We love to talk NHL. We love to talk Olympic hockey. We love to talk the superstar play here. Pete, welcome in.
Great to be here with you guys. We're at the three-quarter mark of the season. We're past the trade deadline. Couple of teams out there, namely the Colorado Avalanche,
I don't know how this works.
boosted their chances.
We have a little bit of technical difficulty. Colorado, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and those Buffalo Sabres listed in the top 4, Pete. How are we feeling about that?
I mean, this is unbelievable. It's got to be one of the biggest turnarounds in sports in quite a few years. I mean, the Sabres haven't been leading the division like they are right now after that frenzy win against the Tampa Bay Lightning on Sunday night, 8-7. They haven't been leading the division this late in the season since the early 2010s. They haven't made the playoffs in 14 seasons. That's right up there with the New York Jets among the longest active droughts in professional sports, the Big Four. So, I mean, and since they're not just like sneaking into the playoffs here. You go back to mid-December, they're the best team in the entire NHL. So they're out for some respect in the Eastern Conference playoff bracket if they do make it.
Well, talk to me about the eastern side of the bracket here, there, Pete, because I thought Carolina might do something at the trade deadline, but they didn't. But they're still one of the best 2 teams on the eastern side, right? And they'll be favored pretty much over everyone except what? Tampa? I mean, who is the team to beat in the East?
It's probably Tampa because they've won the Stanley Cup multiple times in the past 5 or 6 seasons, and they have that elite core with Kucherov, Braden Point, Andrei Vasilevsky, Victor Hedman. Darren Radish is having a breakout season. So if I had to appoint somebody as the favorite right now, it's Tampa. But Buffalo's right on their tail. They've beaten them twice in the past month or so. So really impressive what the Sabres have done. And Buffalo has a nice goalie tandem with UPL and Alex Lyon. They got a tall, loaded, deep defense led by Rasmus Dahlin and Matthias Samuelsson, who's having a breakout season as well. And then they roll 3 strong forward lines. And I kind of like, guys, that this team didn't disrupt its chemistry at the deadline. We've seen that in previous years where teams try to land the big one, and then they're working the last month and a half of the season to try to get the lines in order. This team is jiving right now. They got their mojo going into the playoffs, and they're going with the band that got them there. It's fun to watch right now. I also think the Islanders, after acquiring Braden Shen, could pose a tough task for the Hurricanes if they meet in the second round of the playoffs. And of course, the Islanders have Ilya Sorokin, Matthew Schaefer, and Bo Horvat, 3 of the best players at their position in the entire league.
Some fun marketplaces to look at in the predictive markets on Kalshi. Which teams will play in the 2026 Stanley Cup, which means a team from the East and a team from the West. Pete, did you know on December 14th, Carolina and Colorado were trading at a 95% chance to meet in the Cup final? Today, that price point sits at a 16% chance. The favorite, Pete? Tampa and Colorado. Do you agree with that? Or who do you think is going to be that matchup between the East and the West?
I mean, you can call different teams the favorite right now, but there are some dark horses. I mean, if Colorado, they got Nazem Kadri, I love that move. That said, could a team like the Minnesota Wild or the Dallas Stars give them absolutely everything they could handle, depending on which team they play out of the Central Division, which is the best division in the NHL? I mean, we're talking about a second-round matchup against either the number 2 team in the NHL or the number 3 team in the NHL, Dallas or Minnesota. So that's what scares me about the Avalanche and their chances. They're my preseason pick to make the Cup final and win the whole thing. And I love the Kadri move. It's just you have that in the back of your head. Like last year, remember they lost in 7 to Dallas in that epic series. They're not invincible. So, definitely those other 2 teams are right up with them in terms of chances to come out of the West. And then in the East, I would say Tampa Bay is the one that I trust the most. Carolina, very safe path in the Metro. I'm not worried about Pittsburgh if they play them. Maybe a wild card team if it's someone from the Atlantic. But again, the Islanders, I think with their goaltending, Islanders have better goaltending than the Hurricanes this year. And I also think that, that Schaefer impact, if he gets to the playoffs as an 18-year-old stud, maybe could tilt the scale in their favor against the Hurricanes. So I would say that, in my opinion, Carolina is a step below, especially after not doing anything at the deadline, behind the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Pete, let me ask you this one question here on the predictive marketplace here. Canadian team wins the Stanley Cup before 2031. Yes or no, Pete? You get roughly 5 years in there. Who's cashing it up there in Canada?
I could see the Montreal Canadiens, really. They've built one of the best young cores in the league. They just need to address 2 things, their goaltending, and they do have some young studs in the pipeline, Jakub Dobeš and Jacob Fowler, 2 good prospects. They've been a bit up and down this year. If one of those 2 guys pans out, I mean, the core that they've assembled with Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield's one of the best goal scorers in the league. Lane Hudson's a top 5 defenseman in the NHL at a very young age. Juraj Slavkovsky, remember how good he was for Slovakia in the Olympics? I mean, they've really assembled a robust young core of 24 and under players. So I'm excited about the Canadiens. And I would even put them maybe a slight step above the Oilers in terms of best Canadian team that could win it in the next few years.
He's Pete Jensen. We love talking NHL with him, Pete. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us today. Right back out of here. Prediction Markets Edge on the early line. Donnie right side and Joe Ranieri talk a lot of hot topics here, sports related. We started the show off talking about some NBA action and NCAA tournament action. Followed up with some hockey with Pete Jensen. And now, Joe, some interesting thoughts here in some of the investment markets that you can get into, which is Bitcoin, Joe. A bit of a punching bag. Up around 100 grand, dipping to around 60 here. Now, as we sit live on the air, Joe, $70,511 we're trading here, U.S. for Bitcoin. But the question we got for the people, how high does Bitcoin go in March? As we sit here, it's March the 10th, an extra couple weeks, Joe. Above 75,000, above 80,000 here. Are we expected to have a bounce back on Bitcoin with the uncertainty in the Middle East and also with the stock markets? How do we play this, Joe?
It's a lot of volatility, Donnie. I mean, the markets are telling you the way they're priced at this point. We're looking somewhere between the 72 to 76,000 mark here, and it ranging in between there for the rest of the month. If it becomes bullish, you know you're getting more than 80,000, right, Donnie? And maybe even higher than that. But right now, the edge to me is probably in that sweet spot, maybe of right around 75 or just under that. I think that's the safer way to look at it.
$100 investment, if you feel it's going to go above 75,000, Joe, that will return $173 back here. The Oscars, the hot topic, they'll be coming up soon, and this is always a fun market. You don't get to see this on FanDuel, DraftKings, or Bet365. How about the mention market, Joe? Conan O'Brien is going to host the Oscars. Who does he mention? The favorites here: Hollywood, Timothy Chalamet, Netflix, Hulu, artificial AI. It feels like, Joe, taking yes contracts across the board, probably going to hit. Like, how does he not say Timothy Chalamet in this?
Yeah, and he'll say Netflix, and he'll say, you know what? He'll say all of those things here at some point. But you got to go a little further down the board there, Donnie, to figure out, is there one random one that maybe you can cash a lotto ticket on? But for the most part, that's a lot of yeses in that marketplace. A lot of, shall we say, free money coming your way here.
Will Smith currently trading at 48 cents here, Joe, to be said. $100 pays back $205. The slap heard around the world with Chris Rock. Did they bring that up? Or how about another hot topic here? Maybe it's a taboo topic, the mentioning of Epstein here. $100 investment pays back $170. So you're not getting a great price point in that because people think that could be a topic. Or could it be a taboo topic and say, no, you know what? I'm going to fade that. He doesn't say that name. $100 investment pays back only $130 here. One of my favorite markets, though, Joe. Who will attend the Oscars? Like, remember the Super Bowl? Will Tom Brady actually attend the Super Bowl? Yeah, we know he's going to be there. 99% Timothy Chalamet. 98% Michael B. Jordan. Doesn't it feel like those are automatics? Now, granted, the investment in there is not going to return all that much, but in what world do those guys not show up when they're the favorites to win the award?
That's what I'm saying, right, Donnie? I mean, how in the world are these guys, if you're up for the award, then you're absolutely showing up here. I think Zendaya is interesting. You go down to Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, some of those kind of off the beaten path. But again, it's not, you're not going to get rich, but it's, let's face it, we know that Leonardo and Michael B. Jordan and they're all going to be there. So, yeah, why not, Donnie?
You want to invest, Joe, make a quick 77 cents on your return for $100. Go ahead and take Michael B. Jordan. He's going to be there, and maybe you can get a 10th off of a cup of coffee at Starbucks with your win. And also, ain't no better ticket to post on social media than told you guys, $100, bang, Michael B. Jordan. He actually showed up for the Oscars here. And also, talking about Michael B. Jordan, how many Oscars will sinners win? They are on an absolute hot streak. And did you know, Joe, Catching Fire is actually Michael B. Jordan to win the Oscar for Best Actor here when he wasn't the favorite for a long stretch. We're taking a look at some of those. Maybe people are whispering after the votes, Joe. How many Oscars the sinners take down, you think?
Well, the market is telling you the sweet spot is between 4 and 5. Exactly 4 or exactly 5, Donnie. And yeah, I think they've already had a lot of success here in the previous award ceremonies. Yeah, I would probably go on the lighter end here, though. I would probably say exactly 3 or exactly 4. Those markets, 23 and 26 cents, might be worth investing in. I don't think they get 5 or more. I really don't.
Joe, you're not going to invest in a movie that's about a guy playing ping pong, but not really about a guy playing ping pong. Why are you
No,
investing your money that way, Joe? Come on,
no,
stop.
no. That's another one of those. Couldn't get past the trailer. Everyone got me excited thinking it was a ping pong movie. It's not a no. It's not a ping pong movie.
I mean, by the way, this is going to be really interesting where this finishes up because, again, Joe, where there's smoke, there is fire. But also, we've seen on the Cassie
Yep.
Marketplace and Poly Market where, wait a second, this guy was a heavy favorite just 2 days ago. Now it's completely flipped over. Word of mouth travels fast. It's just a matter of time before when you get that contract in. That'll do it for today on Prediction Markets Edge, right on the early line. Donnie Rightside and Joe Ranieri. We will be back tomorrow for another episode. Get prepared to invest, people. We'll be back.